Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Tactical Harmony. And today I'm going to discuss a topic that is so very important, especially during this time of year. We are approaching Christmas. We are in the midst of the holiday hustle and bustle. We've got New Year's Eve and a new year right around the corner. And so I wanted to be very mindful of what could be the most impactful and helpful to you during this season. So today's topic is talking versus doing. And this is something that has been on my mind and on my heart for the entire year. And it's a common theme that I see in a lot of my clients' lives where we talk a lot. Right? We say a lot. I want to get healthier this year. I'm going to hit the gym and I'm going to be shredded. I am going to meet the love of my life this year. I am going to build the business or start the podcast. Then you don't see a lot of movement towards those ambitious, amazing goals. Again, you hear a lot of lip service, you hear a lot of talk, and people will say a lot of things. But unless you're actually doing or moving or acting or executing, you can say whatever you want. It's going to stay in the dream phase because you're not doing. And I think one of the most impactful things that I've experienced is people say that they would do anything for their loved ones or their family. They would kill for their family. They would do absolutely anything, but they won't let go of the self-hate. They won't let go of grudges. They won't let go of the shit that they've been carrying for years. You all know this to be true. People carry things from their childhood. And again, I am not saying that whatever happened during your childhood or adulthood was justified or was right. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is whatever you are carrying, whatever emotions that you are holding, especially the negative ones like guilt or frustration, negativity, fear, guilt, if you are holding on to those, and you're letting them take driver's seat and you're letting them control your lives, you're no longer a victim. You're a volunteer. You were only a victim once, and then after that, you're a volunteer. And you say that you would do anything, but the most important things, like letting go of a lot of stuff that you've been carrying, you're not willing to do. And so with that introduction on talking versus doing, there are three main points that I want to cover down on today. And the first one is knowledge versus execution. If you've been in my world for any amount of time, you've heard me say taking inspired action trumps knowledge every single day of the week. Tony Robbins is known for saying that knowledge is potential power, because unless you do something with that information or that data, it's absolutely useless. Insight without action is useless. The number one thing that I want to unpack here with knowledge versus execution is that thinking is not doing, right? And so taking imperfect or messy action will beat the person that's standing on the sidelines, that's not doing anything, or is perhaps waiting for that perfect moment or waiting until they feel comfortable. The person that's actually executing and moving is building the confidence, is going to be getting results, is going to be getting instant feedback of something that might be working or something that isn't working. That person is going to beat the person that's waiting every single day of the week. And so if you have that even mild competitive nature in you and you want to win in life, you want to win in business, the key to that is to start moving. Because if you aren't moving, you are losing. And that is the name of the game. The second thing that I want to unpack is the next year trap. That is what I affectionately call it, the next year trap. I know a lot of people that are so excited for the new year and want to build and create in the next year. And I'm not saying that's not important. I'm not saying that I don't do a lot of those similar things where I'm looking at my business and developing different strategies and tactics and moves I want to make. You should always hold space for that. But that is the key. You should always hold space for that. You should not have to wait until Q4 or December, right before the new year, to start acting and moving in furtherance of your goals. And so I see very commonly that for those that wait until this season and they get super ambitious and they're strong out of the gate in 2026, you and I both know those people that make it 4 weeks if they're lucky, and they start to lose momentum and they lose steam. I say this with love, but the same version of you that has been procrastinating all year is going to be that same version of you that loses the steam and momentum in 2026. You have to do the inner work. You have to do the work and get your mindset in check now to set you up for a successful future. Whether it's tomorrow or 2026, inner work drives the outer results. So if you don't have your mind and your body in check, you're not going to see the results and the evidence in your physical world. You cannot outrun yourself. And if there's anything that I've learned in this journey as an NCIS special agent, my time in the private sector, and certainly as an entrepreneur, it's that in the moments of stillness, in the moments that I show up for myself, that's where the leadership is built. That's where I'm refining my skills. That's where I decide who I want to be, how I want to be, and my identity. I'm not going to talk a big game and then throw it all out the window as soon as I hang up on this podcast. That's not how I operate. The same version of me that you are seeing now is the same version of me that my team see or that my friends and loved ones see. I'm unapologetic, I'm bold, I'm goofy, I'm this and I'm that, which is totally another podcast episode. But for those of you who know me, you know my heart. You know how passionate I am and how serious I am about stillness and doing the inner work and crushing those limiting beliefs, because the human potential is so amazing and so vast. And that is my why, that service and that impact, and to get that potential out of you so you can start to get the results that you know that you deserve. The last point I want to make about the next year trap is that you need to start building now. This moment, this second is the only one that matters. And not to sound grave or depressing, but we aren't guaranteed tomorrow or next month or next year. So with this beautiful gift that we are given on this day, start moving and start executing. Start taking small, imperfect acts and movement towards whatever it is that you want. Start today and you will thank yourself next year. The third point that I want to make about talking versus doing is a waste of emotions. Yes, you heard me correctly. A waste of emotions. People waste their emotions. They waste them on blaming others. I call it the blame game. I'm blaming my parents. I'm blaming my ex-husband. I'm blaming the friend that screwed me over years ago. I'm blaming my business partner. I'm blaming everybody else or a circumstance or something outside of me versus owning what is going on inside of me. And that is your emotions. Because again, you heard me talk about this earlier. You're a victim once, but then after that, you were a volunteer. So if I am sitting here reliving something, maybe it's someone that pissed you off at work. Maybe it was something that was just straight up unfair that happened in your business or in your career. Trust me, I've seen it more times than I can count. But if I'm just sitting here reliving it and getting angry and mad and frustrated, then that's me reliving it because the event is done. So that biochemistry that I'm dumping and all those negative things that I'm dumping in my body by feeling really bad and really shitty is not doing me any service. It's not making me better. It's not allowing me to take whatever the lesson or blessing was from that event and move on and get better and get stronger. It's just keeping me stuck. And the only people that are stuck are those that are 6 feet under. So reliving something and getting so angry and mad and giving your power away And blaming others or blaming external circumstances is not allowing you to move forward and execute. Because when you're thinking something, you're going to have that corresponding emotion, which is going to make you feel that way. And how we think and how we feel create our overall state of being. And that is our reality. And so we have to be able to overcome that. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, because when it's hardest, that's when it matters the most. But if you love yourself, if you love your compelling future, if you love your family and your loved ones, and you know that you can be better for them, stop talking and start doing. Lower the volume to those negative emotions, because they are not serving you, and they are not going to serve the future version of you that's going to crush your goals and that's going to finally open the business or start the podcast or ask for the promotion that you know you deserve. So doing that inner work and gutting all of those things that have been holding you down, finally letting them go, will allow you to be lighter. And when you are lighter, you can move faster. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all parts of you are so beautifully and divinely integrated. When you take care of your heart, when you take care of your inside, your outer world is going to match that. Everything is a mirror pointing back at you. Your relationships, your money, your finances, your business, everything is a mirror pointing back at you. The big point here is to own it. Whatever is in your sphere of control, which is your self-awareness and your self-regulation, own it. Own your emotions, own your actions. Because remember, everybody else out there, they are not paying your bills. They are not building your dreams. You are. So allow that to light a fire inside of you to take fierce control and radical accountability of everything that you can do. Start building your happiness now. Do not outsource it. You build it, you create it, and you start by doing that now. To conclude today's episode on talking versus doing, you have to take inspired action. You have to start moving. You have to start executing. Small, imperfect, messy action is the key here. Start today and not when you feel ready. And I promise you, you will have a successful 2026.